teams being a dynasty
they
at
got
the same time.
But the Eagles got to win 2 first.
Of course.
At least we've seen Patrick Mahomes and then win 2 in a row. He has 3, been to 5 in the last 6 years. We got to see the Eagles do it
1,000%.
with all due respect. You're talking about Andy Reid and Patty Mahomes. The dynasty is absolutely not over. The dynasty is still absolutely wide open. And I understand the Eagles are a really good football team. They're a young football team. But you can't sit here and tell me that the Kansas City Chiefs ain't going to add some players too. And that can change a lot about what people think. But you got Patrick Mahomes and you got Andy Reid, man. I mean, 7 straight years they've been in championship games or the Super Bowl, Acho. The dynasty is still wide open. Like, until the Philadelphia Eagles start accomplishing some of the stuff that they accomplished, I can't even put them in the dynasty conversation. Really good young team, really good talent, been to a couple Super Bowls, but they got to get back to it too. But the Kansas City Chiefs, they window is wide open still for dynasty. This is a special football team with a special quarterback and a special coach.
Dynasty will never be over until Mahomes or Reid retires. Like, that's just the 2 cornerstone pieces of a dynastic run is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. As long as they're there, the Chiefs dynasty is not over by any stretch of imagination. Look, I do think this year in the offseason, Brett Veach is going to have to shine. Like, he's going to have to shine. But the thing is, exactly what I was going to say, he always does. But if you look at when they lost against Tampa in the Super Bowl, what was the huge issue coming out of that game?
Offensive line.
And what did they do after that season? They signed Joe Thuney. They traded for Orlando Brown. They drafted Creed Humphrey. They drafted Trey Smith. They made sure to address a pressing need, okay? What about Travis Kelce? What happens if he walks away? Because you're definitely not going to replace him. Okay? They have Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, and DeAndre Hopkins, all as free agents. They need a true number 1. Now, I get you, Rashee Rice is coming back. Okay? Xavier Worthy, you even said it in break. You even said it in the break. Yeah, you forgot they had Rashee Rice, right? So they got that. They have to figure out the receiver position. But then they also have a bunch of homegrown talent, like Shady was saying. They draft really well. Okay, Nick Bolton, Trey Smith, Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis. They're all free agents. You look at this thing that they got to replace. They got to get some more offensive linemen. They got to find a true number 1 receiver beside
sounds
Rashee
like you're
Rice.
talking on both sides of your mouth. You're telling me everything they need, while simultaneously saying they're going to be back.
They will be back, but I'm saying it depends on how it looks, though. Like, you can never count out the cornerstone pieces. Of course. But you're only good cornerstone. You're only as good as your cornerstone pieces if you have the people around them. And you look at when they went back in Tampa, they added 4 pieces to that offensive line. They have to fill their holes to get back into win it.
So the reason I feel how I feel, and again, I don't think the dynasty's over. Things have to happen for that to be the case. The teams that have competed against the Chiefs have not been as young nor as talented as the Eagles. That's what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, but
the Bucks were led by Tom Brady at, I think, 41 and 42. So you knew he was on his way out. The Rams were an older team, right? Von Miller was an older player. You knew Jalen Ramsey was trying to hit a lick and get out real quick, and Aaron Donald and McVay were both talking about retirement. Matthew Stafford, an ascending age-wise player. The 49ers, an older team. The Eagles are not old, and they are better, I believe, than all of those teams we just mentioned. So that's all I'm suggesting is just that we haven't seen a team like this Eagles be so young and so talented.
You know how hard it is to get back to the Super Bowl, though? Like, you know how hard it is to get back there? Like we make it sound like it's so easy to get to 5 Super Bowls in 6 years for Mahomes. That can be great, but they don't have Patrick Mahomes. Who knows what Saquon Barkley will look like? Probably good, but they ain't gonna let him rush for 2,500 yards again.
The Eagles,
you know how hard it is to get back?
The Eagles are 18 points better than the second-best team in the NFL, and they're 30 points better than the second-best team in the NFC. The Eagles got a big cushion.
The Eagles had a heck of a football season this year, right? And we all know each year presents different challenges.
1,000%.
The blessing about the Eagles this year, too, they were truly, truly best to be extremely healthy. That's number 1. A lot of their key guys and a lot of their big-time players were extremely healthy. Not saying they didn't lose anybody, but they were blessed to be extremely healthy. The Kansas City Chiefs, they have shown us they could get back to these Super Bowls in every which way. You understand what I'm saying? As long as these 2 dudes and Patty Mahomes and Andy Reid are there, that's why I'm saying the dynasty is never over if those 2 are there, because they've shown us it don't matter who we have around us. It don't matter how we playing. We can get back to these games, and that's why I think the dynasty is wide open. The Eagles got to show me that still.
And I don't think it's a secret or a coincidence that the Chiefs keep playing the Eagles. Because I think that the culture over there in Kansas City, with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they might not have the best talented teams because, let's just be honest, the last 2 times they went there, they weren't the best team.
No.
Right? Okay? But they still go. And then on the Eagles, they have the best team. The last time they went there, they were damn good, right? On offense and defense. And defense, oh my God.
Yeah.
They set the freaking sack record, like third most sacks in history. So,
70-something.
and then you look at them this year, Howie and them back again, more talented roster. So I do think next year we can see the Chiefs and the Eagles back again. I just don't, and like I disagree with you with 2 dynasties, right? Because I remember in the 80s, like Bird and Magic. I think the Lakers won like 5 chips, and I think the Celtics won like 2 or 3, something like that, right? So all I'm saying is like we can see that again. You're talking about the best team, right, with the Eagles, right? And then over there, the best coach and best culture with the Chiefs.
Stick around. More of The Facility is coming up. And don't forget to check us out daily, 10 a.m. Eastern on FS1.
Beating the Chiefs to win Jalen Hurts' first Super Bowl along with Saquon Barkley, Darius Slay, and so many others. Shady, the Eagles got him 1. They've been to 2 in the last 3. Is this the start of an Eagles dynasty?
When you say start, when somebody say that, you trying to understand the question. When you say start,
Just trying to understand
I
the
would say this,
question.
though, like Saquon's on the path. Though I get what he's trying to say. Like, hey, we got a great team. We got a great coach, right? We got a superstar players, great offensive line, great defense, right? Hell of wide receivers. We got a great leader in Jalen Hurts. Why not be us? And I think we got our first Super Bowl, right? We've been to 2 of them in 3 years. We go to another one, and I think if we win the next Super Bowl, which I think we're going back to back for sure, though, then we can start talking that.
For sure?
Oh yeah, because the other day I was looking at all the talented players in the roster. We are a young group, man. And Howie has done a great job of getting talent in the room, and Nick Sirianni's did a great job of putting it together and coaching it. So now I look at, okay, Saquon ain't slowing down. He's a workout alcoholic, all right? You look at the offensive line. Offensive line is the real deal. And they all are signed, right? I think we probably got to get Kai back, and we got to get him, figure out what we're going to do with that. And if we don't sign him, which I want him to sign back because he is good, but if we don't, Jeff Stoutland is the best offensive line coach in football. He'll find a way to get one other position done. And then the wide receivers. All the wide receivers got money on them. They there. On the defense, Zach Bond's the only one we got to really pay. We're going to be back again.
What about losing Kellen Moore? You know, you do your little.
Wait, let me answer that question for
That's
you,
a big deal,
Let me answer that
dog.
question for you, right? So I remember asking AJ, right? In so many words. I was asking AJ Brown. No, I'm answering your question.
Sorry.
I was like, yo, with all these different coordinators, like, how has it been? You know what he said? He said, listen, I don't care what your offensive mindset is or the game plan you want to do over there. When you come to Philadelphia Eagles, everything is based around Jalen Hurts. So that means we're going to have some quarterback draws. We're going to have some RPOs. We're going to have some quarterback-driven runs. So, like, if you watch Kellen Moore, the way he coaches,
Not too complicated.
the offensive playbook didn't look the same at Dallas. They like the Eagles.
Nor in Los Angeles with the Chargers.
You get what I'm saying? So now I start thinking like, yo, AJ's on to something. So it don't matter what your coaching philosophy is. When you go to the Eagles, you need to get this thing like Jalen. He said, and that's why, like, if you watch, a lot of our plays look the same.
Well, Shady, educate us on this because to my
that's
knowledge,
such good insight.
Stoutland is the run game coordinator,
Such
the
good
offensive line coach, Jeff Stoutland. So if he's a run game coordinator, so long as he's there, and he ain't going nowhere. I think his son is on staff as well. So long as he's there, the run game's going to be the same. Saquon going to be the same. O-line
He
gonna
don't
be the
call
same.
the plays, though.
Shady was talking about it. No, but he definitely, Stout be in that.
Yeah, but he don't call the plays.
That is true. But what we know is this. Kelly,
I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Respectfully
That's
for
all.
Kellen Moore, because I think he's a